crazy.
We are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. Look, you already know how it's going down tonight. So I just have one thing to do before I start.
I feel like slapping a nigga today. Whoa, whoa.
It's that type of pod tonight.
I feel like slapping a nigga today. Whoa,
I'm not pulling no punches. The last time I played this song, it went down. Klaw's here. Jimmy the super intern is here. We got Liv in the building. We got the silent assassin in the building. I don't care tonight. Day off.
Might slap my boss, my own damn kids, pissing me off as if I hadn't had enough. Chipotle, fuck my goddamn order up. I'm fed up. I'm fed up. I feel like slapping.
We on that type of time tonight. We on that type of time. Stephen A. Smith is out here wilding. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Talking about he gonna throw hands. Excuse me? What world have we stepped into? What's going on here?
Bartender, don't you see me waving you down? This guy came after me. I was here first, but you serving him rounds. No, I bought the Uber here. My friends expecting me to buy it back. Tomorrow morning, I better get a cash out, or every last one of you motherfuckers getting slapped. Bet that.
All Even Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. You can catch me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all over the place. It don't matter. You can catch me on TikTok, All Even Media, at All Even Podcast, and Instagram and X. Wherever you find it. Facebook, I'm there. How you doing, sir?
Fantastic. How are you, man?
I'm good.
Love to hear it.
Got a lot to get off tonight, but good to see you.
I heard we got pizza.
Yes.
Excited.
Got food for the family because I love you guys.
Oh, man.
Jimmy the super intern, he hasn't showed his face in about 6 weeks, but good to see you.
Good to be back.
Yeah, good to see you.
I've been missing in action. Maybe in Aruba, maybe sick.
We don't know, right? See? Because you never give me the full story. It's about, hey, I'm not going to make it. You know?
It's always a mystery.
You don't tell me nothing, but that's fine. I'll find out. I'll find out. I have a little birdie that could be able to give me some information. That's all I'm saying. All right? That keeps tabs on you. Listen, we have young ones in the building, but that's not going to stop me from doing what I have to do tonight. Silent Assassin.
What's up?
Hello.
How are you?
Fired up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fired up. Like, this is one of those shows where there's a timeline that's going to happen here. You know, you see the title of the show, welcome whoever's in here. I'm going to go through a timeline that I've seen with a person that I never thought I'd see this from. Other people, yes, but not this particular person. But I also want to start off with this particular clip here. And it's so funny how life works is that you can be able to see these particular things happen in real time, and it gives you so much context to a lot of things. Cue the sound.
In my private life, and I really didn't like it, and I don't agree with it, but I felt a need to come out and express that and tell the truth so you guys can quit hallucinating and taking it further than what it is. You know, and now you know what it is from my standpoint. Anything else that you hear is totally false if it's not to what I just told you. And that's the honest truth. And that's all I can tell you.
Klaw, who do you think that was?
Michael Jordan?
That was Michael Jordan. That was Michael Jordan back in a time where he addressed the media on things that were very sensitive to his personal life. But certain people will tell you that these particular things never happened. That LeBron James is the only athlete that's so super hypersensitive to people sending personal shots to him. Yet you just heard that back then, right? So that's a good way to start this show. The erosion of Stephen A. Smith's public persona in my particular way of downloading and depicting it. Let's go ahead and talk about it, shall we? Why are we here? Why are we discussing this tonight? Well, I can tell you for the main reason why we're discussing this tonight is because it all goes back to the GOAT debate. This is why we're here. This is at the base root cause of why we're here. Is because no matter how great somebody is in the sport of basketball, they're always chasing a ghost. So it doesn't matter how great Steph Curry is. It doesn't matter how great Giannis can be. It doesn't matter how great Wemby can be able to become. It doesn't matter how great Kevin Durant has been. It doesn't matter how dominant and how great LeBron James has been over the span of his 22 years, right? You're chasing a ghost. We are in 2025. Jordan hopped on the scene 41 years ago. He retired close to 25 years ago. So close. Remember, you came back in Wizards, right? So just think about that time frame. We haven't seen Jordan play basketball in a quarter of a century, yet he's still the main topic of everybody's conversation when you have greats playing right now in real time. So they're always having to chase a ghost. And when you have pundits that are old enough to be able to live through the Michael Jordan experience, they're always going to have this bar to be set. Well, you'll never be Jordan. How does that help the guys that are coming up now crack that ceiling? How? You're always chasing a ghost. LeBron James is great, but he's great by himself. Doesn't need to be compared to Michael Jordan. He's never made that comparison. He said he wants to be the best ever, right? Everybody else has made that comparison for him. So let's go ahead and just talk about why we're here again. GOAT debate. Who's leading that charge? Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless. You have other people that are constantly pushing this narrative, right? And for 22 years, LeBron James has said nothing. Zero. He's never mentioned Skip Bayless's name in 22 years. He's never mentioned Stephen A. Smith's name in 22 years until recently. The whole Bronny situation, we talked about it, and he said that he wasn't talking about Bronny's play. He was referring to LeBron as a father. You're the one that put Bronny in this situation. It's your issue to have to deal with. Anybody's going to look at that particular thing and say, why are you coming at me? Why are you using my son as a way to get at me? You can always take that as a personal shot. Anybody talks about you as a parent, that's grounds to be able to fight or confront them. It's simple. Klaw, would you agree with that?
1,000%.
Thank you. So that's where we are. Confronted him at the Knicks game, end of the third quarter, said, keep my son's name out your mouth, blah, blah, blah. We understand what happened. Sat down, and then after that proceeded to go on his show and say, I wasn't going to talk about this, but Now he started talking about it and went on this tour de force. He went on everybody's show to talk about this situation. Yet you weren't going to talk about it. Okay. Well, LeBron James went to Pat McAfee's show, and great interview. They talked about a myriad of things. They talked about his respect for MJ, talked about him growing up in Akron, talked about, you know, him being in Miami and kind of using the Miami experience as college, right? Like, he grew up in Akron. He played in Akron. He got drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers. He never left Ohio. Miami was the first time that he can be able to branch out like college, to gain that experience, to be able to take that back home at some point, right? So we got a lot from that interview, and he talked about Stephen A. Smith. He talked about Stephen A. Smith being like Taylor Swift and tends to love the attention and love to talk about things and say that he doesn't want to. Then he talked about Brian Windhorst. Said that Brian Windhorst was claimed to be his friend. Like, they don't mess with Brian Windhorst like that. So it was, like I said, it was a myriad of things that he had a discussion about. Well, Stephen A. Smith didn't like what he heard and took to his platform and said, hey, LeBron James is a liar. LeBron James is this and that. And I'm going to tell you right now, yeah, he would have probably won the fight, but if LeBron James would have put hands on me, I'd have swung. So when you hear that, and then when you see what happened, right, that was clipped up by him and his team to clickbait, I would have put hands on him. I would have swung. You didn't see any context before that, yet he goes to his platform and talks about context. So if you're the one that's manning this to be able to push it out, because I can almost guarantee if I'm the content creator, you're the person that's curating the content or pushing it out or editing my clips, I'm telling you what to clear. You're not just putting things out. I have to know what you're putting out before we air it, correct? That's kind of the way it works. So if you didn't know that this was getting pushed out, I'm going to call bullshit on you. So now you're going to take to your platform and now, oh, you didn't see the whole context. No, you put out a clip that people watched. Then they tuned into your show because it was all views and likes and clicks. That's what you wanted. That's why you took to your show the first time after he confronted your ass at the game. Didn't look too tough there. He approached you, said what he said, you sat down, and then you got tough once you got to Gilbert Arenas' podcast. You wasn't tough on your show. You wasn't tough on First Take. You got tough when you was around some other dudes that was putting the battery around your back. You know what that's called? That's jig shit. And what I mean by jig shit, that's jigaboo shit. Stephen A. Smith has went from being a guy that I've respected my entire life, loved his journey. You can be able to see that I might not be able to be an athlete because I might not be good enough, or I might not have worked hard enough, or whatever it was, but that's a lane that I could possibly be able to get into. You saw him be able to walk that path and say, yeah, he did it. That was great. I want to follow that path. And for years, I would want to follow that path. I studied things. I watched things. I watched him, Brian Gumbel. I watched Bob Cott. There's so many different people. Michael Wilbon. So many people that created what you see in front of me. But Stephen A. Smith made it to a point that we never thought possible for anybody in that field. Respect to him. But there's a time where you see this shift in content. There's a part where you see a shift in his approach. Instead of being somebody who's tapped in, and we love to use that term in our culture, tapped in is, and being tapped in is very important. We see Joe Buttons. He's very tapped in. Stephen A. Smith used to be tapped in before he started doing this shit. So, takes to his show now, and now he starts to talk about other stuff. For years, again, LeBron never mentioned Stephen A. Smith. He never mentioned Skip Bayless. We've always heard from Stephen A. Smith, I have no issue with Braun. I have no issue with him. I don't know if he has an issue with me. I don't have an issue with him. He's a great father. He's a great philanthropist. He's a great role model, a great family man, all of these things. I just believe that Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player I've ever seen, and he's number 2. So maybe that's where the contention comes from, because I can't put him over MJ. That's what he's told us for 20 plus years. Until today, where he goes on First Take and he says, for the first time in 20 plus years, I don't like LeBron, and I never did. So at this point, for the last 20 years, you've been doing what, Klaw?
Lying.
And if you're somebody who's supposed to be the forefront of a culture, what does that make you?
A fraud.
So at this point, what type of clout do you have?
None.
That's where I'm at with it. So for the longest, you did this. You put out this particular image. You made sure that you tried to protect yourself. But at the base level of it, at the base level of every single argument you've ever had, every single debate you've ever put on, you don't like LeBron. So anything that you say at this point means what, Klaw?
Nothing.
What are we really talking about here?
Nothing.
So let's put this in real time, right? We went from Stephen A. Smith going up with Skip Bayless. They're making millions of dollars off this GOAT debate for 20 years. Skip Bayless made millions of dollars off of LeBron's name. Stephen A. Smith has made millions of dollars off of LeBron's name. You never heard him say anything until now.
What about Shia LaBeouf? Did he make $1 million off this name?
No.
Okay.
So here's where it gets weird for me, though, is that you took to your panel and you had Jigaboo 1, which is Kendrick Perkins, and then you had the Weird White on your show, which is Brian Windhorse. So you go ahead and talk to them about how you feel about LeBron James, and of course, you got Jigaboo Jones and Kendrick Perkins, who's going to yassa boss you to death because they don't want to lose their ESPN job. So of course they're going to agree with you. You know who wasn't there on the show today?
Who?
Shannon Sharp. So he took this day to go in when Shannon Sharp wasn't there. Everything is calculated by Stephen A. Smith, but it's also calculated by LeBron James. LeBron James did not go to Shannon Sharp's platform to do this interview. Could have. But whose show did he pull up to? He showed up to Pat Mcafee's show. Why? Because Pat McAfee is Stephen A. Smith's equivalent, and some people probably have him higher, right? He took to Pat's show to do this, giving Pat the rub and not Stephen A. Smith. So remember what I said, and because this is going to be how I put this in a bowl going forward. LeBron James has never, ever said Stephen A. Smith's name in 20-something years. He's never mentioned him until now. And it's all because of his son. if he never mentioned or made it personal in regards to his father, his parenting, we would still be in the same boat where he's just going about his business and he's not paying attention to the noise, right? But then it gets weirder. You have Stephen A. Smith now saying that, I never wanted to reveal this, but you didn't show up. I wonder why you didn't show up to Kobe Bryant's memorial. LeBron James was at Kobe Bryant's memorial. He said that in the first hour of First Take and then had to walk it back an hour or two. So you're so emotional that you are confusing that he wasn't there and then proceeded to double down on it. Well, a lot of players weren't there, but we didn't see you. So you have to see him. You just said that he wasn't there. Clown, right? The next instance is that, why weren't you at Dwayne Wade's Hall of Fame speech after he'd done so much for you and allowed you to win a champ? You know what happened around Dwayne Wade's Hall of Fame speech? Bronny had his heart attack. So you want him to leave his kid and his family to go to a Hall of Fame speech when that's his man, right? So because you're no longer tapped in, you don't know what's going on. So you ever hear the phrase, you can't be more outraged than the person you're speaking about if you've never spoken to them. Dwayne Wade is cool. That's his man. So you don't think that him and Wade had a conversation about, probably not going to make it. Don't worry about it, bro, man. I got you. It's all good. Take care of what you got to take care of. But you're more outraged for Dwayne Wade? That's goofy. That's goofy. And if anybody don't see that and put those lines together, then something's wrong with you. He's a goof. And he's a jigaboo. And he's always been that. And I'm going to stand on that word. This is going to be a word that I use this entire segment because I want people to understand that it will be your own people that will do this to you. No one else. You got other people that have other agendas, but it will be this type of shit that happens. Then he said, outside of his crew, LeBron James doesn't have any friends. I'm sorry. What is the definition of a crew? If I got my crew of All Even Podcasts, y'all are my friends, right?
Yeah.
More than likely. Yeah, more than likely.
I mean, yeah, you do buy pizza.
Yeah.
That's
I buy my friendship.
okay.
Yeah. So, but that's basically what it is. If he's rolling with his crew of trusted people, those are his friends. He don't need outside sources. What are you talking about outside of his crew? And first off, how does he know this when you're not tapped in? You're not a journalist anymore. You haven't been a journalist in 20 years. You're not inside NBA locker rooms anymore. You don't have that type of access. And the sad part is that you're never going to get it because of where you are. That's fine. So that's my issue. But that's only one issue. Let's go to the next thing. The next thing is that Stephen A. Smith, I think, what's ended up happening to him is that shame is a big thing. When it's like when you get tripped in a schoolyard with your friends and everybody sees it and everybody's reacting.
I remember when that happened to you.
Correct.
And you got mad at me.
And I got mad at you.
And I
right?
didn't do it.
And you didn't even do it. It was somebody else.
Yep.
So when you get embarrassed, you have the need to get defensive, to be defensive. He got embarrassed by the culture, saying that he wasn't able to stand up and stand on his square. So because of that, he now feels that he has to do more. He has to try to get his get back. When in real time, he looks crazy. Be mature. Who's the 56-year-old dude? Act your age. Why do you have to be the dude to go to your platform and talk about a dude that does not care about you in real time? The only reason why he's giving you energy is because you brought it there. And he's responding to you. Learn how to take the L and move on. The problem is that he thinks that he's on the same plane as an athlete. Got the bag, cool. ESPN gave you, you're the face of the mouse. Got it. You're not him. You got a $100 million deal from ESPN. LeBron signed a $90 million deal at 18. He's $1 billion up. You will never catch him in regards to status, in regards to respect, in regards to anything like that. Know your place. You are a media personality. Media personalities are never bigger than the athlete. Never. Howard Cosell was never bigger than Muhammad Ali and never tried to be. Bob Costas was never bigger than Michael Jordan and never tried to be. There's a relationship there, but there's the point that I was trying to get to this entire time. There's a relationship. Stephen A. Smith has never been able to get access to LeBron James for 22 years. To this day, Stephen A. Smith still has Michael Jordan as a text buddy. They still go back and forth with text. They're friends, right? They have respect for each other, mutual respect. Stephen A. Smith doesn't have LeBron James's number. He's never been able to get LeBron James on a show to speak to him. He's never had that type of access to the second, however you rank him, greatest player to ever live. And you're the biggest guy in the media space. So think about that dynamic. I'm the biggest guy in this space, and the biggest athlete in the world wants nothing to do with me. He's never mentioned my name in 22 years. You don't think that that's why he doesn't like LeBron? Because for an ego, for somebody who has a maniacal ego, that's an ego hit. Oh, well, who are you not to give me access? I got access to Michael Jordan. You're not Michael. Okay. You'll never have that type of access to me. Just like Brian Windhorst with LeBron James said, I don't know you like that. Whatever information you get on the back end. You never get it from me. So that's why we're here. And that's why we got that reveal today in regards to Stephen A. Smith saying he doesn't like LeBron. And what have we seen out of Stephen A. Smith over the last few years? When Pat McAfee got his money from ESPN, everybody started to look at Stephen A. Smith. Oh, well, Pat McAfee came in to sign this big deal. What's going on with Stephen A. Smith? And what did he end up doing? His content started to change. He started clipping up a lot more clickbaity things. He would say some extravagant nonsense on First Take to get views and likes. So it drives up the interest to his other show so people can start to see what he has to say. And also, what did he start to do as well? He started going on more right-wing media shows as a political pundit. So for somebody who thinks that he's bigger than the space, and you saw, if you watch Stephen A. Smith's show, he begins his show with this little ad of Chris Cuomo and I can't remember the other guy's name, that they're going to have this tour to speak about American politics and culture and diet. Nobody gives a nobody gives a flying you know what about him and that. But now you're starting to curate that with your sports content. So you see where I'm getting at? He's getting that attention from places that he never got attention before because he's trying to create a different audience. Because he understands that his reach in the sports world is starting to wane. At some point, we all have a time where we're high, and we all have that time where we're not. I saw him on Megyn Kelly's show the other day. I think it was either today. Continues to go on right-wing media shows. So all of this nonsense and performative bullshit that you're doing on First Take, we know what you really want to do. We know what you've changed into. This is why T.O. went to that show that time in 2019 and said, yo, Max is more black than you are. He didn't like that. He didn't like that at all. So you got people that are in the culture that don't look at Stephen A. Smith like that. They don't believe in that anymore. He used to be that guy that's tapped in. He's no longer that guy. And ego really hurts. When your ego is bruised, when you are somebody who's always had the ability to have the final say, you always have that confidence that you'll always have a one-up on somebody. But when somebody has your number, and what is the comparison to him in this right-wing media agenda is that people that are on the right-wing media agenda, they say things, it's rooted in lies, and they don't walk it back. They don't apologize. They don't have to put out a statement because that's the energy, that's the vibe that's been happening. So that's where he is. We recognize that. I've recognized that for years now. I understand that this is not the same Stephen A. Smith that I grew up watching. This is not the same guy that inspired a lot of kids like me growing up to be able to walk that path. This is a dude that took the money and ran with it. And not only took his integrity with it, he actually took his culture card. You're a jigaboo, and you can accept what you are. It's okay if that's what you want to be, but don't try to portray like you're something else because we see right through it. For 20 years, again, you said that you never had a problem with the dude. Now you come out and say that you had a problem with the dude. You had a problem with Kyrie Irving off of something that had nothing to do with you. Still haven't walked that back yet. So when you have real dudes that are in the space that are for the culture and people idolize them and people love them and respect them, and you don't get that type of love anymore, man, that's an ego hit. It's sad. It's really sad when somebody has to try to put themselves on a plane that they don't belong on. And the fact that you would actually try to put it out there that you would have swung, bro. Like, I understand that podcasting is entertainment, but we saw what your hands look like. We saw the video of what your hands look like. And there's no way that I'm going to believe that you're going to put hands on a 6'8" dude, 250 pounds. Although you said that he was going to wash you, it don't matter. But in closing, it's one of those things and one of those problems that we have where we don't understand why it got to this point, but we understand where it comes from. And it goes back to what I said, is that people are so tribalistic with this GOAT shit that they will literally put their reputation on the line for this. You had Skip Bayless chime in just a while ago, talk about, oh, Jordan is never gonna meet you. He's like, you still trying to make money after the media and the culture says go away. You're still trying to get back in off what you've made millions off of. They don't care about you anymore. Stephen A. Smith is starting to get to that point. And at some point, people are going to start to tune out First Take. You know why they're going to start to tune out First Take? Because if you don't believe the storyteller anymore, the story falls flat. The story's great, and you don't believe the person telling you the story doesn't matter. That's what it is. So, thoughts? Klaw?
I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. 20 years shouldn't change over just overall one interaction. You never liked them. You should have said that. Don't not like them now for clickbait.
Should have kept it a buck.
Right. And then, I mean, I feel a lot of people compare people to Jordan based off of where American culture was at the time. You know what I mean? Like, that's like the pinnacle of the 90s was the pinnacle of American culture. So to live in that space, you know, people are going to make that comparison. But realistically, there is a changing of the guard. And, you know, if you don't give up nobody a shot, you're just putting a ceiling on them.
Yeah.
And that's how they kill cows, because they make, you know, the world smaller for them. And then they eat them.
The fact that you put that in there is great. Yeah, I mean, listen, kids don't have to want to grow up to be LeBron James, but they damn sure want to grow up to be Steph Curry. They damn sure want to grow up to be Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. They want to grow up to be John Morant. They want to grow up to be all of these guys. But if you don't allow these guys to be great and you keep having this ghost of Michael Jordan hanging over them, why would anybody want to be the face of anything? Every single person that's in the media that is an important figure in regards to guys that have been there for a while, they keep hawking on the same shit. Charles Barkley, Shaq, all of these people, like, they have to go away for things to change because they're so important in the space and they keep reiterating the same garbage that everybody believes it. Because people follow their idols. Oh, I love this guy. Everything that he says, I'm going to hang on to. That doesn't mean it's real. That doesn't mean it's true. Because we just realized after 20-something years, Stephen A. Smith is the liar. It's not LeBron. It's not anybody else. It's Stephen A. Smith. Jigaboo Smith is the liar. He's the one that's so emotional about what happened to him that he can't realize that he needs to be the bigger man and say, I was wrong and let's move on. You want to continue to have the war with somebody that you will never win that war with. That's sad. And we saw a crash out in real time today. And I hope it continues. I hope we continue to see the erosion of Stephen A. Smith. Because at the end of the day, other people need that spotlight. We don't need someone that's in that particular field and that spotlight and doesn't use it correctly. I'm tired of the GOAT debate. As a content creator, as somebody who's a fan of sports and fan of basketball, I'm done with it. Have whoever the hell you want to have as your best player. But stop downplaying the guy who's after that. There's no reason to do it. The ghost of Michael Jordan is out there. LeBron is doing this shit in real time. When Michael Jordan was chasing the double digits record in regards to having double digits in every single game, oh, it was big stories. It was a big story back then. LeBron James is literally shattering that record right now. Not a peep. You know why? Because the ghost of Michael Jordan haunts them. Yes, sir.
Just asking for a friend, and I guess somebody out there is thinking about it. Is LeBron James the Ghostbuster?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Spangler.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it, yeah.
Or would he be Venkman?
Well, maybe. a race stance. I don't know. I'm just saying.
But that's the whole point, is that in closing, grow up. Be the adult in the room. Be a role model. Don't do this. Because when you had Jason Whitlock saying a whole bunch of lies and spewing this, you went to your platform and you aired out Jason Whitlock. So what makes you any different than Jason Whitlock? If you're going to go to your platform and lie and be performative and do stuff for clicks and views, you're no better than the guy that you hate. And that's what happened to you, is that you turned into the person that you hate. You turned into the person that you never thought that you would, all because of the money. And when you look back at your career and you look back at the interactions that you had with Max Kellerman, and you know, letting Max Kellerman go or telling the network that he has to go, all because Max had his own personality and you couldn't deal with it. And then you have the greatest player in our generation not pay attention to you. That's why we're here. Grow up. You're a clown and a goof. And there's so many people that used to have respect for you that do not anymore. I have an opinion. This is my platform. I'm going to continue to voice my opinion. I don't care if I ever meet Stephen A. Smith in my life. I probably won't. But I know when I see a jigaboo and I have to call it out in real time. Moving on. Oh,
Hey.
how did you feel about Dame going down with his blood clot situation? Did you hear about that?
I did not.
So Dame Lillard is out for the season.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he has a blood clot in his right calf. And normally I've heard news about them saying that he'll be out indefinitely, and they're trying to aim for the playoffs. But if you look at history, Wemby was diagnosed with a blood clot in the shoulder. He's going to be out for 6 months. When Brandon Ingram had his blood clot, he was out 6 months. Like, it's a 6-month evaluation. So we're not going to see Dame again this year. And it sucks for the Milwaukee Bucks. It sucks for Giannis. What do you think happens going forward? Do you think Giannis stays and tries to get another year out of this thing? Or do you think Giannis goes somewhere else?
I mean, that's unfortunate for Dame. And the blood clot in the leg could be something if it's, connected to an artery or something like that.
Yeah, it's major.
Those are serious. So, prayers and blessings to him and all that. But I think Giannis been out of there. I think he's outgrown that small city.
Absolutely.
He has to go somewhere where it makes sense. Some of me says, I don't think the Lakers can afford him. But people said the Knicks. People say, these bigger cities. I think it's time to move on and just get to that next chip in his belt. There's only but so much you can grow there and, actually have that look that people forgot about him because of where he plays.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see, like, the Dame thing didn't work. You know what I mean? Like, that's really a good pickup. But, again, the whole team got to be together. And I don't think they're getting enough resources to go because nobody really wants to go there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you said it great. I don't know where Dame goes after this, but I do believe that it might be time for the Bucks to just tear it down and see where they can be able to salvage and go from there. I believe that Doc Rivers got to be out of there. They're gonna have to figure it out. But yeah, I think that there's gonna be a blockbuster this summer, like a major blockbuster this summer. We know that Kevin Durant's out of there, right? We know that Kevin Durant's out of there with the Phoenix Suns, but there's going to be another blockbuster that we didn't see coming. Just like how the Luka thing came out of nowhere, I think we might be looking at the same thing. Like there's going to be a major blockbuster move that's going to shift the power in basketball. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know who it is, but I just have a feeling. So, could be honest.
I think it's Giannis. I think it's way overdue. I think it's going to be something monstrous. Hopefully, it's for a big market. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's see what Dallas does.
Right.
Dallas, because I can see him going to Dallas. This space, he can figure it out. They need all the help they can get.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, moving on. Juju Watkins, star for the USC Trojan women college basketball team. She tore her ACL. Sad for her because she's probably one of the best players I've ever seen. I heard a great comparison the other day, and shouts to a man Arthur on the grid. He said that if Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are Magic and Bird, Juju Watkins is Michael Jordan. Because those are the girls that are gonna usher in the next generation of media attention and appeal for the game and all of these things. But Juju is gonna come into the game to change it. Because at 19, 20 years old, she's the best player that I've seen in regards to the women's game at that age. And she's only gonna keep getting better. So it's just sad to see her go down, but she's gonna come back healthy and do her thing. But I need to see her in that mix of those great players in the WNBA because she's gonna do great, and I think that she's gonna be the next one up, man. And I hope that she goes to my team. I hope she goes to Sparks. That'd be great. So shouts to Juju. Get healthy soon. Get well. Come back and start doing your thing. I wanted to stay on the college basketball thing because I hate where college basketball is. On the eve, obviously the tournament is going on right now. We're getting a lot of games. But I used to be such a big college basketball fan just because of the pride and the emotion and the effort that you got from these kids. Kids that you see coming to a school as a 3-star recruit. They don't get the playing time, but then they work their way through the depth chart, and they continue to get better. They end up being a 4th-year starter or whatever it is, or end up getting there, and then they end up being the player of the year. But you saw the progression year in and year out. The name on the front of the jersey mattered more than the name on the back. Duke-Carolina rivalry, great, right? You don't see that anymore because none of these kids really care about the school. It's all about their NIL deals and all of these other things. And this transfer portal has gotten crazy. You got kids entering the transfer portal and they still on teams right now. Literally playing and they're on it and they're in the transfer portal. So how can any coach, how can any fan of a team, how can any supporter get enthused by what we're seeing out of the college game? Like, I understand that people wanted these athletes to get paid. The student athlete, they wanted them to get their money. Cool. This is the downside to that, though, is that you have a product that is not as good. You have guys that you can't get invested in because you don't know where the hell they're going to be. That kid, Mikey Williams, right? Big internet sensation. IG, man had NIL deals in high school, all this stuff, right? He went to USF, didn't play much. He's now in the transfer portal. So my thing is that you get these NIL deals. If the team helped you get an NIL deal, or you got an NIL deal through that team, there has to be something where you have to be locked into that team for at least 2 years. You can't just be able to move around however you want to. You know what I mean? Because you got teams like St. John's University and Rick Pitino. He said, I'm not recruiting freshmen. I'm done. I am not dealing with that headache. I'm recruiting solely in the transfer portal. I'm going after sophomores and juniors and seniors. I'm going to continue to be competitive because I don't want to deal with the headache of having to chase down these kids and try to bargain with you. This is collegiate hoops at the end of the day. You had this other coach, he was at a mid-major. He said that mid-major schools are being treated like community colleges now. Is that you're going to my school and now you're using my school as an avenue or a jump-off point to be able to go somewhere else. So every year I have new kids coming into the transfer portal. It's just, I feel bad for the game right now. It's sad. And I don't know when it's going to change. I don't understand when it's going to be able to get some balance, but it's like the Wild Wild West. I have friends that are coaches and assistant coaches in the game right now that tell me behind the scenes, it ain't pretty. And it's not fun. And they've created a monster that they cannot contain. So as much as I'm a Duke fan, as much as I love Cooper Flagg and all these guys that are doing their thing over there, and Duke has a great chance to win a national championship, can't get invested in this team. Can't. It's just not as captivating as it used to be. I'm not saying it ain't, because still got some good games, but it's just not what it was. And that's concerning and that's sad. So I hope that they can be able to fix it. I hope they can figure out how they can be able to have these kids committed for a little bit longer. I'm not saying that you need to be committed all 4 years, but you need to be committed at least 2 years. Like, that gotta be the deal. I just, just not happy with what we're seeing. Moving on to our Mets. Sounds assassin.
Yep.
Opening day.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to watch it, but had you updating me throughout?
Yeah. I was hyped the whole day. Listen, I'm still hyped. The fact that opening day is here, baseball is back, we love it. We lost. Yeah. Lost to the Astros 3-1.
Almost had it, though.
Clay Holmes didn't pitch bad. If you look at his line, right? What was he? I think he did 4 1/3. I think he had 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, or 3 strikeouts, 4 walks. But the stuff looked good. He just needs to get the control. I think he was a little bit too amped up for the game. That happens, right? Opening day starter. He hasn't started in a while. So that can happen. And also, too, give credit to the Astros. They're a good team. Pena, that kid is talented, man. Yeah. He may end up being the next superstar for them.
Yeah.
Like, they just lost 2 superstars. He about to get... Like, how some teams just get lucky. They just got all these players that just here. We ain't got that. Yeah. We got Soto, and that's it.
They did it also to the... when they got back in the Tucker trade, is already starting. Was it Cam Smith?
Yeah.
His name? Yeah. So he looks... well, they said he was like a kind of a shock to come up so quick, but he's looked really good.
It's ridiculous.
Training, yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. So, Soto had a hit, couple of walks. We had some opportunities. We had the bases loaded a couple of times. Guys couldn't drive them in. I'm not worried about the Mets. Obviously, it's the first game. I got Met fans calling me. They made such bad. This is a first game, dog. Relax. Like the fact that Acuna made the team, right? That was nice. Beatty, Acuna made the team. Acuna didn't look too solid. He made some bad decisions at second base. Couldn't get the ball out of his glove and cost us a run. So, we need to have these guys clean it up. The bullpen looked good. Bullpen looked really good. Brazaban, you had who's the other guy? It was Brazaban. It was Young, yes. Young looked good. Fastball was active. So like what I saw out of them, and A lot of people are questioning in the decision of pulling Terrence out of the game for Winker, and then having to put Senger in a situation where he didn't have any experience his first major league at bat and bases loaded, against Josh Hader, and he got struck out. So I'm not really concerned. I like what I saw. I'm not worried about Frankie because Frankie always starts the seasons slow. Pete looked good. Pete played very well. So there's a lot to be enthused and optimistic about. Any issues on your end in regards to what you want to see going forward in regards to maybe the pitching staff? Who do we have going for game 2? I think we have Tyler and McGill, right?
Yeah.
We got McGill going. So that might be all right, but I want to see what this rotation looks like when everybody's back healthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like for the time being, it's the beginning, first game of the season. It's obviously people that have concern need to relax.
Yeah, calm down.
So, I'm cool with it. I want to see how the team plays out. Obviously, when it comes deeper into a few months, obviously, if they're not playing well, then there's concern at that point.
Right.
But I'm interested to see how this rotation plans out, because if you look at it, it's not anything like, oh my God, this is a great rotation. It's a lot of like what ifs, and everything kind of has to work out right.
Yeah.
So, but similar to last year though, and then we saw where they ended up. So, I'm not really too worried about it, but just gonna be interesting to see what happens. So
yeah, we have a lot of prove it guys.
Yeah.
Like guys have to go out there and do their thing. And listen, if that's the formula that we're gonna have, I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? The bats and the bullpen is what's gonna drive this team forward. We need to make sure that our offense is there. If the offense is there, then we don't have to worry about having guys pitch deep into games, 6, 7, 8 innings. Get the runs. Make sure that we're averaging anywhere between 4.5 and 5 runs a game. I think that this is an offense that could be able to do that. So if you have an offense that can be able to put up those runs like that, then you give your pitching staff that's not the highest of prestige a chance to be able to win games.
yeah,
So that's how we have to look at it. Guys like Lindor and Soto and Alvarez when he comes back, Vientos, Nimmo, all of these guys have to hit. They have to make sure that they're patient. What I saw in this game is that guys were a little bit too undisciplined, swinging at the first pitch. Nimmo had a first pitch thing where bases are loaded. You got to be a little bit more disciplined than that. Work the count. Try to see if you can get a hittable pitch and then drive that pitch. So take what the Dodgers do. They don't swing at nothing.
yeah,
If it ain't a strike, they ain't swinging.
mm-hmm.
So whatever you gotta do on that side, do that. You lost to them in the NLCS because of that. They said, all right, we're just gonna wait on y'all. We're just gonna wait until y'all give us a good pitch, and then we're gonna knock that shit out of the park. Right? So that's what we need. That's what we need. We need discipline. We need to make sure that these guys are aware of what's happening. Soto looked good, like I said, but Josh Hader hit him with a slider. He looked at Josh Hader and was just like, I didn't know you had that. It's crazy. He didn't swing all the way he checked.
yeah.
But it was like, he had no idea where that pitch was going.
You have to check the replay.
Yeah. He had no idea where that pitch was going. I didn't even know. It looked like it was a sinker, and then it just continued to break. I was like, oh, okay, you got one of those. That was nice. I was impressed.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried. It's the first game. Don't really care about what's going on with this. So we'll see going forward. Now it's time for my irrelevant news
You
of the
gotta be
week.
kidding me. I mean, how do you watch they stink.
Let's see what we got for irrelevant news of the week, shall we? I don't think I found much, Silent Assassin. I don't. But whatever I have, we'll go ahead and discuss. So let's see here. Oh. Motorcyclist vanished into a sinkhole and was found dead after an 18-hour search. Yo, this video was crazy.
Yeah, I saw it, yeah.
Like, yo, just think about the car, right? The car that went over the sinkhole got caught. The back tires got caught. It jumped out of the hole and continued, and got out and just kind of sat there. There was some injuries in the car, but it's like the motorcyclist. Like, how does this happen?
Yeah.
What type of structure do you have where there's a little hole in the street? Like, that scares the hell out of me now. Not only for going on vacation to other places, but right here. If we're not putting the money into our infrastructure and really trying to better what we have here on our roads and all these other things, that's why there's so many people out there that have a fear of going over bridges.
Yeah.
Because
collapse, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's you never know what can be able to happen in regards to going over a bridge. And then there's just a line pops and all of a sudden the bridge is leaning. Or you see Godzilla coming out of nowhere and smack. Something's going to, we don't like it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of uncertainty, man. And this it made me really, really scared, man. And my thoughts and prayers go out to this person's, family, man. It's just, could you imagine you just riding your bike and all of a sudden it's over?
Yes, it's
in a blink of in just like that.
You couldn't he couldn't do anything to
Nothing.
avoid it, to stop, and then I can't imagine what happened after. If he fell and it was where'd he go?
Right.
And if he was kind of stuck there injured for, you said 18 hours it
Yeah.
took to find him. And also too, especially with the roads and sinkholes, that's not checked on unless there's an issue.
Exactly.
So we could be driving on roads that are about to collapse
right.
any second, all the time. So it's definitely
it's an eye-opening situation. It really is. That's scary, man. That is scary, and I just, it's always, you know what? I'm gonna be nice. The last time I saw a video like this, it was in Florida. So you either have it out here or Florida. So,
I see it too, with on grass or whatever. I've seen it on people's properties, which is crazy. Just all of a sudden, just collapse because whatever, the ground or soil is just not looking good underneath, and then
right.
it's just gone. Just crazy.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I don't know what just happened in the Laker game, but they just lost. They were up 115 to 110 with 12 seconds to go. They lost the game by 1 point.
How's that possible?
I don't know. And I don't want to watch it because I may break this desk. So we're just going to move on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really mad. Because that's just a game that you just don't give away. Marvin Sapp, who is a gospel singer in Bishop, is under some fire because he said some things, and we're going to go ahead and listen to this.
It's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100.
So the man literally
because again,
people
it
into
costs
the
to sit
church
up here. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly, I'm gonna have y'all come to the altar and give it, because I need to see 1,000 people moving. Bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints.
Now, he's catching scrutiny because he told the ushers to close the doors because he gonna get his money. I walk away with something. That's literally what he's saying. I walk away with something. And I know he catching flack. I'm going the other way. I am. Because here's the thing. I used to always tell my mother, you know, God rest my mother soul. I used to tell her, you know, if I ever fell on hard times, if I ever really got to the point where I had no money, I would turn to the church. I would become a pastor or deacon or something and say, I saw Jesus in the toilet. He called me and I had to go ahead and go sing to the congregation. And I had to go preach the word. And I would have ATMs on every single corner of the church. You would have to pay a cover charge to get in the church, right? You got to pay your $5 at the door. I'm coming away with something. You're not coming in here empty-handed. You know what I'm saying? If you got, you know, digital money on you, we take that too. We got Apple Pay, we got Cash App, we got Venmo and Zelle. We take all of that. If you got change, we got the change machine that can be able to change into real bills, right? If you got the bills, make sure the bills are crisp because we don't want those bills that roll up and they look like drug bills. Remember, we don't want those crackhead bills. We want the real bills that can be able to pass through the machine easy. Those are the types of stuff that I would implement into my church. So if this guy doing this, hey, I don't have a problem with that because here's the thing, right? You need to put into the building fund. If you come in here and you see the church they got light to pay, you got infrastructure that you have to build. How do you think you're gonna come in here and get all this nice stuff? God has to get money. Right? I am the beacon, so I need to get the money for the Lord. That's the way my church will run. So I don't mind what's going on here because if you go in there, obviously you know what's up. You know what's up. 1,000 people in a church? Oh nah, I'm coming away with something. There's no way I'm gonna walk out of here without at least $2,000. It's not happening. It's not happening. So yeah, lock the damn doors and put the chain on it. Put the chain on it. Let the cops go ahead and break it down. I'm gonna tell them, listen, what you gonna do? Arrest me? I'm doing the Lord's work. That's what it is. Don't blame me. Blame the message. Blame the message from above. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna knock him. Not gonna knock him. He's a businessman, and I understand it. I understand it. Hey, you're not gonna go to that church unless you know what it is. There's other churches you can go to. You go ahead and not. You can pass the offering by you, and the plate goes by. That's fine. Not here. If the plate hits you, you gotta pay. That's all it is. If they pass it to you, you gotta pay. That's it. But the way I would do it, like I said, I would have a cover charge at the door. So we would just not even have to deal with that. You want to come in here? Okay, there's a lot of seats available. Where you want to sit? It's like a movie theater. You can be able to select your own seat, but $5, please. That's it. And I would have beverages. I'd have a whole bunch of things and pamphlets you could be able to take. It would be nice in there, right? It'd be dope. So your $5 would go a long way. And then you'd be able to spend more money when that collection plate comes around. Because you thought the $5 was it? No. When I start preaching and I'm done, hey, pass it around that side. Pass it around that side. I'm going to start looking at people and I'm going to tell the ushers, pass it to the right. That person got nice clothes on. He might got the stack. Pass it around that side. That's it. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. You got to find ways. And on top of that, you got to remember, churches is tax-free. This is tax-free business. This is why the Church of Scientology exists, right? They said, listen, we want to be tax exempt. And the IRS said, hell no, you're not going to be tax exempt. You're a business. You need to be taxed. So you know what the Church of Scientology did? David Miscavige and his crew and the members of the church all sued the IRS at the same time. So we're talking about hundreds and thousands of people suing the IRS at the same time. So you know what it did? IRS came back and said, how can we let this go away? Make me tax exempt. Boom, tax exemption. So that's the way to do it, man. There's different hustles in the world, right? Podcasting, people that turn into that. You have ex-athletes going to pods. You got ex-rappers. Everybody turning to podcasting because that's where the money's at right now, right? Cool. But I'm going to start the wave where the new bread is in the church. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So that is my irrelevant news of the week.
You got to be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch the
Lakers lost the
yeah,
game.
They
They
stink.
were up 5 points with 12 seconds to go
Dude.
to the Bulls. This might be the worst game of the year. I don't even want to see what happened. I don't even want to see what happened.
6.1. Gotta get it in. They get it in to Reeves. All the way. Score!
So Reeves scores.
That's what you do.
They're up. They're up 1.
Timeout. With 2. With 1. Giddy.
Giddy hit a half-court 3. Wow. Wow.
0.1. Gotta get it in. They get it in.
Wow.
Tough loss.
Wow. And the Lakers were up huge. Ah, man. That's rough. Anyway. Moving on. I guess we can talk about Russell Wilson to the Giants. What's the new nickname? Dangerous? Is what they call him? What's the other one?
Let's ride.
There's another name. Mr. Unlimited. So you got Mr. Unlimited or Dangerous. So they asked him which one you like. He's like, I like Dangerous. It's good. He had Ciara there. Had the whole family there. Giants fans are excited. Like, they're actually happy. Spoke to my man Bishop's house. He's like, hey, we love this. It's better than DeVito. I said, no, it's not. I'd have rather DeVito. Give me this. That was fire. Right? Russell Wilson.
And Jameis.
Jameis, I understand. Right? Because he's a backup. So he's getting backup money. But they listen, they gave him 1 year, $21 million. So we'll turn to Silent Assassin because she is the resident Giants fan here. Thoughts on this move here? Do you think that, do you like it? Do you think that this is something that, if he plays well, they might end up, giving him another contract after this? What are your thoughts as a Giants fan heading into the season?
Yeah, I'm cool with it. Honestly, I just hope that they lose as much as possible.
How? No, they're not. That's see, if you want, that's the
know.
thing. That's the thing that bothers me, right? Many Giants fans want to tank. They want to tank.
For Archie?
Right. They want to tank for Archie because they're like, yo, listen, we don't like these guys here. We don't like Shador. We don't like Cam. We want Archie. Right? So why would you get Russ if you wanted to tank? You would just keep Jameis or turn to DeVito.
It's like the thing. I want to say I want to tank. It's either like I want to get a high pick
Right.
or have like a really fun, crazy season. I don't want to be like in the middle where we have like a 10th pick or whatever.
So you
want
to be either really bad or contending for a playoff spot.
Yeah, just like something fun to watch.
That's fair.
So if, I guess with Pittsburgh's situation last year where it was really good and then obviously whatever happened at the end when they had him. But they did make it to the playoffs. That would be cool to see, I guess. But I don't have like any high hopes. I'd say it's just like it is what it is. It's either be like really bad or really good, I guess. So.
But that's a Giants season anyway. Like
that is.
You guys have the capability of
being really bad.
Yeah, they don't look too hot. Next thing you know, playoff run. Look at this. Oh shit, we won the championship.
Well, if it's like a season how it was it 23 where they lost out on their number 1, number 2 pick?
Yeah.
Like I don't want that to be the situation where it kind of ruins there because they could have had Williams or Daniels, which is if they had Daniels, it's a different story. So I'm not really looking forward to if that's the situation. I'd rather just have them not even, like I said, play DeVito have him be the starter and then see how it goes.
You know what's crazy about being a Jets fan? Remember that year where the Jets missed out on Trevor Lawrence? Do you feel so bad about it now?
Yeah.
He's not good, though.
Doesn't matter. It's better than Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
And both quarterbacks are in Florida, so what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll tell you one thing, though.
Yes.
I never forget that time that the Jets lost to the Giants in 2011.
And then the Giants went to the Super Bowl.
And Giants went to the Super Bowl off that game. That was when Victor Cruz smoked us.
Yeah.
Because I was at that game. It was Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
It was fucking freezing. And I never forget that pain that I felt.
That was the changing of the guard.
That was it. We had it. We had momentum, too.
That was the last time the Jets were good.
Yeah.
That was the last time the Jets were
good. Yeah. That was a fucked up day. And I just hope you're very happy about that because you were probably like, what, 4?
I remember watching it. I remember in the living room, the whole family came over.
With a baba.
Nah.
I was a human.
In a onesie.
She said I was a human.
I remember that day. I had well, my dad made chicken cutlet heroes in the toaster oven.
That's fire.
And
that's some dad shit right there.
Yeah, that's definitely some dad shit.
The fact he threw it as a toaster oven is fire.
Macaroni and cheese is a side dish.
Gangsta in a toaster oven too.
Facts.
Yeah, we had like
that's dad shit.
We had like the table out in the living room with all like the food, so we didn't have to like miss the TV. And then afterwards, when they wanted, my dad took out a bunch of pots, and then there was like neighbors in their area, and then we started going outside banging the pots with the wooden spoon, and all the neighbors started going out. Everyone was banging pots, so it was a fun night.
That's
remember,
crazy.
then,
yeah, listen, man. Those 2 Super Bowls that the Giants won over the Patriots, I'm not gonna lie, man. Those were probably 2 of the greatest Super Bowls I've ever seen.
The second one
was when Eli made that impossible pass on the sidelines. That was one of the best throws I've ever seen.
The helmet catch is still.
Well, yeah, of course.
The one in those.
David Tyree. That Tyree
God.
catch is always going to be the best catch you ever seen.
That drive.
Yeah.
Was. I watched that joint. I watched my pops like back then, and bro, I sat there just like.
I was in a strip club watching it.
That's good. That's good timing.
It was not.
You was at Wiggles?
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss Wiggles.
Even the strippers had to stop. It was like, yo, this game is good. Titties flying over. It was great.
No ass was shaking.
Not all. Nothing was shaking. But we was all watching the game. But yeah, that's my thing. You know, you got Jameis, like I said. You got Russ. So we'll see what happens.
Where do they go? Like this is like this kind of like. Are you gonna still get Shador and just make him sit?
I don't know if they go for a quarterback.
I don't see that. So it's like, what are you gonna do now? Like, where are you going right now?
Well, the thing is, you think about what the options are. If Abdul Carter drops to 3, you can't let him go anywhere. He's the best defensive player in the draft, right? So if Carter drops to your lap, you got to take him. You know, Travis Hunter's there. Is he gonna drop to 3?
I don't know.
Probably not. So you know, we'll see exactly what happens. You know, the Patriots hold all the cards right now.
Patriots are scary right now.
Well, segue into the Patriots. They got Stephon Diggs coming off an ACL injury, or it was Achilles or ACL. ACL, like, you know, they're having wonders in regards to their recoveries now in regards to ACLs. But you know, I think Diggs with the new young quarterback, that's a good pairing. Diggs has always been a guy that's been very, very good and effective and consistent in the regular season. So the fact that you have a guy like that you can be able to rely on, and now you can be able to kind of build through the draft, build through free agency if you want to. You know, the Patriots may end up having a renaissance very soon. You know?
It's happening. It's just they got the right hires, they got the right coaching.
Well, your man is there. I know you don't like that.
Who that?
Vrabel.
Yeah, I don't like that at all, bro. It's just what better situation? Like, okay, cool. They got their guy last year. They got their quarterback. They're gonna stand with him.
Right.
They got Diggs now. It's just I don't know. I just hope they don't get who I think they're gonna get.
Still got Ramondre.
I'm saying, like they got something over there that's there. Like
that's
the defense.
What I'm saying. If they go ahead and go get Carter,
I don't like it.
Whoever the quarterback is for the Jets, they're gonna have to see that man.
I don't like it.
You shouldn't like it.
I don't one bit.
So, shouts to the Patriots for making a move like that. I wish the Jets would have did that, but hey, the Jets picked up Josh Reynolds today.
Did they?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
A 1-year deal.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
So that means no Rudy Ray Moore?
Of course not.
I'll take the Reynolds. I like that.
Yeah, Josh Reynolds.
I think that's a good move. They'll take the whole goddamn Detroit. for that shit, bro. I like where it's going. I don't know. I have a feeling it's low risk. Like all these moves are like, yeah, give me him. He's all right, cool. Give me him. $5 here, $5 here, $5 here. Like no one's getting a bag over there. No one's going crazy. Just
they gave Josh Fields money.
They did it, but they didn't. They're at the
get a man $20 million a year. They could have gave him $6 here.
They're at the slot machine, bro, and they're just like.
He would have took the $6.
He would have never took $6. Give him a little something, cause they got to lean on somebody.
Did you guys hear the news? Because we're all moving on. That Aaron Rodgers is rumored to be contemplating sitting out the 2025 season. I love Aaron Rodgers. I love Aaron Rodgers so much that I can be able to be honest with Aaron Rodgers. If you have to sit out a full calendar year of football at your age, it's time to retire. I think that with Russell Wilson signing with the Giants, I think that's where he wanted to go. I think he was enamored with staying right here in New York in the tri-state area. He has a house in Jersey or whatever it is, and he wanted to still be a part of this area, which made sense for him. I think the Giants made sense for him. The fact that now he only has between the Steelers and nothing, I don't necessarily think that he wants to play for Pittsburgh, and I think Pittsburgh wants him, but I just don't think it's a good fit for him because there's not much out there. I mean, yes, they have DK. Yes, they have, but it's just, I don't know. I don't think that Aaron is gun-ho about playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, that could change after he gets out of the darkness retreat and he has his, saw the Pittsburgh logo in my eyes. And then I, drew it on a wall with my eyes closed. And
in a van down by the river.
Drew it in blood and pee. Like, whatever the fuck you do in a darkness retreat. And, you know what I mean? Like, he may see that and then sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But if that's not the case and you have to sit out a year, it's been a good run, bro. Like, just don't be this. Like, don't be the guy that hangs on too long to be a punchline. You don't want to be that. You're too great to be sitting on somebody's bench like, hey, it was Aaron Rodgers. That's Aaron Rodgers. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be the guy that some guy just buys a ticket. Hey, Aaron, you suck. Like, don't do that.
Don't look at me.
Yeah, like retire on top, I guess. Like, you came back from a terrible Achilles injury. You actually had a pretty decent season by some standards. You had 28 touchdowns. How much interception you threw? I think it was 13 or 14. Like, he didn't play too bad.
12.
It was double digits. Double digits. Maybe not high double digits, maybe low.
It was low. But here, let me get back and interject.
Yeah.
My point last time I was here was that at a certain point, as a fan of an organization, fan of a team, like, bro, that shit gets tiring. Like, wait, why am I waiting for you to have this big spectacle? And, bro, everybody else got signed last week.
And I think that's what the Giants were doing.
3 months to waiting for you to say some shit. Now you need a moment. Now you need this. It takes away from the whole flow of the team. And I respect the Jets. Honestly, I would love to have Aaron Rodgers. But I respect the Jets for me like, nah, we're not looking for that. You gonna come here like just play ball or nah? Yeah, because I want this Pat Mcafee. All right, cool. We're not for that, bro. We want to build something here. Like the point is the team needs to be restructured. It's a team sport, not a single player. As great as you are, bro, we need focus here. And I was thinking to myself the other day, I'm like, damn, all right, like before the rush shit happened, I'm like, yo, this shit still ain't happened. And they're in contract going back and forth and they're talking to each other. What's the point? It's going to be like this every time.
Right.
Every time. At a certain point, it's like, I don't know, bro. You got 10 years left, maybe 5 years left, maybe cool, bro. You got like 18 games maybe, and then you're gonna sit there and be like, I'm gonna call it.
I just feel like, sometimes when everybody wants you to do something that you don't want to do, right? And that in itself causes rebellion. When somebody's telling you, hey, you should do this, you should do this, I don't think that you should do this, I don't think that this is the right thing to do, naturally you're gonna be, you know what, go fuck yourself. Like, I'm gonna do the opposite. And I think he's at the point where he wants to be rebellious because he wants to prove people that he can still do it even for one more year, right? I can't fault him for thinking that, but if there's teams around the league that have no interest, you have no choice but to walk away. Jordan said that he still had the itch to play after he retired the last time. For like 13 to 14 years after he retired. It still burned at him to say, like, yo, I can still play. So there's a lot of people that retired not willingly. They were kind of forced into it because there was no interest there again, that they can be able to still continue to play. But that passion and that drive for playing still was there. It's something that he might have to settle with, honestly. Because I just can't see a team so desperate enough that they're going to turn to a 43-year-old quarterback and say, yeah,
let's do it.
Like, I just don't see it.
Listen, I mean, let's be all the way honest, right? Like, greatness is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's quick not to be great. It's quicker not to be great. All that shit goes down the toilet time.
Yeah, everybody has their time in the sun.
Facts.
And when your time is up, you have to bow out gracefully. Sometimes you could be able to fight Father Time, and sometimes Father Time grabs you by the neck and says, well, "You're coming with me."
And delusion, and it turns because delusional is one thing, but let's be honest, right? It's kind of like there's a terminology they used, incarcerated. Basically, like people that get out of jail and they've been in jail for so long that all they know is jail.
Oh yeah.
So mentality doesn't change. They're mentally still incarcerated.
Correct.
They need to do it because that's what you've been used to since a young age.
Routine, all that stuff.
Oh, guard, la la la. Wait, I don't even need to say that. I could just literally take a piss. Like, so imagine somebody's been doing this shit their whole life, and it's a constant habit. I'm ready to go to this. I'm ready to go to that because your body only knows how to function on these levels. Now, imagine getting a taste of it and being really, really, really good at it, that you can call the shots all the way through. The adjustment period is completely, if not non-existent. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take some time to realize I got press. Oh wait, I don't have press.
And to kind of compound your point, to add to it, he's never been in a situation where he's not been wanted.
That part.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
He's always been wanted, no matter how much of a headache he was or wasn't.
True. The value is there.
At this point of his career, he's no longer desired or wanted. That in itself is a gut punch.
It's a shell shock.
It's a gut punch. So, shouts to my man. I hope that he can be able to make his decision soon, whether he wants to keep playing or takes the time off. But I would prefer, if he's not going to sign with a team this year, to just walk away. Just walk away. You know, it might not be the way that he wants to go out, but sometimes you don't get to choose. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Moving on to the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
Every week I go around the room and I ask, who is the Dummy of the Week? Klaw, do you have anybody?
Yeah, I do. Mechanics, bro.
Why?
It's because, like, I specifically, I had, like, a car issue or whatever the case is. So I'm like, all right, I know what you have to do because I just didn't have time to work on it and work on it with a friend of mine that we usually knock these things out. And I know what the issue is. And it was something small, something in the door panel where the wires go. You know what I mean? Just something easy. Just got to clip the wires and connect it. I just don't have the tool nor the time.
You got the tool and you got the time.
That part.
And
And
the
then I
talent.
get a fucking picture, and I'm like, what's he sending me a picture for? Why the fuck is my door panel off? Yo, I call him like, yo, what's up? Yo, man. Yo, what's the name? Malfunctioned the window module, and now we got to do da-da-da-da. I didn't ask you to do that, bro. I said do this. Clip the
I
wire.
just asked you to clip the thing on the thing.
And you didn't even do that. Yeah, man, we got power to it, and then it fried it. So you fucking fried it. And now you want me to find the shit and pay for it, and then you want to charge me a couple of dollars for this shit.
Man took your whole door off until you hear the door not working.
Like, yo, what are you doing, son?
Yo, the door's not working. What happened to the door? Yeah, we had to take it off, but it's not working though.
What is it all for?
That's nasty work.
Just like, yo,
Yo,
fam,
mechanics are the worst,
I'm
bro.
over it.
They're the worst.
And then they give me the labor. You know, the labor price in New York is like, wait, $165 an hour. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not giving you $165 for a 15-minute thing you were supposed to do. You're supposed to look at it. I didn't ask you to open the fucking door and take it off. Over it, bro.
That's crazy.
I'm
yeah,
upset.
I ain't gonna lie. Mechanics, especially in New York City.
Dummy. Yeah.
Yo, you can't be trusted. Some of these dudes are grimy as hell. Grimy as hell. Yeah, you gotta change your oil. Ain't nothing wrong with the oil. They want to change the oil.
Put a nail through.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it messed up now.
Put some sugar in your tank. Like, what you doing? Don't do that, man.
Time,
Yeah,
bro.
that's violation, man. I'm so sorry I have to go through that. But at the same time, it might be time to burn that car though. That's what I'm saying.
I'm over it. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
take Ubers for the rest of my life.
Listen, just do like what's your favorite movie? What's the one with Brody?
Point Break.
Point Break.
Yeah.
Just drop the car over the cliff.
They didn't do that.
They didn't do that in Point Break?
No. The fuck are you talking about?
Well, there's some movie that did
They
that.
jumped out of a plane. Thelma and Louise.
There you go.
That's not my movie though.
Yeah. But
Okay.
that's what you need to do to the car.
Got you.
Yeah.
Just drive it off to the
Right.
sunset.
Just like dive out, but I want you to dive out though.
Oh, so get out of it. Because
Right.
they rode
Like,
that bitch out.
Put the brick on the accelerator and then dive out of the car.
You still got those bricks at your house?
They still holding up the
Oh, yeah. Got you.
Yeah, that's what
Might need one if you don't mind.
That's what I want. But you gotta remember when you jump out, you gotta tuck. You can't jump out on your chest because that's gonna be bad.
Do we shoulder roll?
Yeah, you gotta shoulder roll. That's what they do in the movies.
Okay.
All the time when they jump out of the car, they shoulder roll.
Send me a YouTube video. Study it.
I'm sorry, yeah, but that's what you need to do. Just right over the cliff. Yeah.
I need good music though. I need like, you know what I'm saying?
You're out there.
Okay.
Yeah. And have the sound effect that go. You know when the car goes over.
Yeah.
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 But get rid of the car. That's what I'm saying.
Dummy.
So yeah, mechanics, y'all gotta do better. Jimmy, do you have anybody?
Not really, but I'll just give it to the same dude I've given it to like the last 8 times. I went on Elon Musk's Twitter again. It's looking at it is unbearable.
It's a dark place.
It's I don't know. It's
a dark
ridiculous.
place. It's a dark place.
So I guess he'll get it again. I don't know.
You can also give it to Kanye as well.
Did he do more stuff?
I heard that he be sending dick pics to people, to men.
He can get it too.
It's not. It's crazy work.
What sites are you on?
I'm not on any sites.
What man told you this?
No, I was watching Joe Buttons.
Joe Buttons, you man?
No,
Oh. Ask him.
it's interesting. So, yeah, Elon Musk. This is a dark place. So,
Dummy. Yeah.
Silent Assassin, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Justin Bieber.
What? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah. I hate to do it,
Your
yeah.
man Justin Bieber?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Nah, son, I need to hear this. What's going on?
So his ex Selena Gomez just dropped an album with her now fiance Benny Blanco, and Justin's out here on Instagram posting like subliminal messages.
You crashing out.
Like relating to like calling out sections of some of the songs and whatnot. Yeah, like bugging out. I'm just like, you're the reason why that relationship didn't work.
Yo,
and
he
if
still loves her though,
yeah,
Silent Assassin.
and that's never gonna stop. But for how far you are now with Haley, like you have to make something work out of that.
All right, let me ask a question.
Yeah.
If he were to pull up on Selena right now and say, yo, all right, let's cut the stuff. You know he can still hit, right?
There's a baby involved.
Nah,
I'm not
I don't
with
believe
it.
it. Listen,
When there's
let me
kids,
tell you
it's a different
something.
story.
You have not gotten to that level of toxic, and I hope you never get to that level of toxic. But I'm telling you right now, there's not a baby, there's not a marriage, there's not a complication situation, or it's complicated. There's nothing that can get in the way when there's a connection. And this connection has been, you know, off on, and then you get into the same place, yo, that shit gets, man, listen, that's what I'm saying. Go on what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, like, it's real. So that's all I'm saying is that if Selena and Justin was in the same spot, things will happen. I don't give a damn what's going on.
I get it. Also, like, apparently when they had first started dating, Selena and Benny, Justin had reached out because he's like collaborators with Benny and friends with him, and they just like shut the door. He's like, I just want to, you know, mend like all this stuff. We'll just be friends and all this stuff. And then Benny and Selena are just like, absolutely not, and just haven't.
He wanted to be Eskimo brothers.
Yeah, so, but we'll see. But I don't know. It's a lot going on right now.
Damn, son. Don't give my man Justin the dummy, man, but I gotta give it to him. Okay, all right.
Dummy, yeah.
Damn, that's crazy, son. He's hurt.
Yeah.
He's hurt.
I get it, but then like, you know, he's got mental health issues.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, but if you're gonna complain about how you're struggling, you don't go and post it out to millions and millions
triggered,
of people.
okay? The songs triggered a reaction, okay? And he had to, he had no other outlet. He couldn't speak to Haley. She don't care. And he doesn't care about her. So he's just like, who am I going to talk to, man? Who am I going to speak to? I can't. Let me call Selena. She ain't picking up. Let me see if I can call Benny and see if I can be able to speak to Selena through him. He not picking up. Now I got to go to social media and put this shit out there now.
Or he been speaking to them drugs, because he does.
Right.
He been touching them drugs recently.
No, he's good.
The booger sugar.
Yeah, he's dancing on something.
You know what I mean?
It's okay. Drugs or not,
Them
he still
joy
looks
crystals he was on. Like, it's bad, son. I feel like, you know what? I'm rescinding your dummy of the week. I don't like it. I don't like it. I feel bad for him, man. I side with Bieber. He's hurt, okay? He's hurt.
Hurt for 12 years.
Yeah, yes. It's like the one that got away, all right? It's the one that got away. He's constantly reminded, like, damn,
It's his
I
fault,
messed
though.
that up, man.
It's his fault.
He's hurt. He was a druggie. What do you want him to do back then? He's not the same guy. Damn, son. I hate to do this to you.
Dummy.
Damn, son. That's a good one. I feel bad, though. I got my own. I think I got two. Man, have the drum roll, please. And the winner for Dummy of the Week. The first one is Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers gets my...
Dummy.
Now, here's the thing. I've always had my criticisms of Doc Rivers. I've said that he's a guy that's overrated. I said that he's a guy that has no idea what the hell he's doing. I said that he's a retread coach, and I don't understand how he continues to get jobs. I don't know what he has over some owners in the league, where he might have naked photos or something that's going on, why he continues to get hired. But he went ahead and explained, or tried to explain, that him blowing the most 3-1 leads in playoff series in history, this is how he kind of tries to cope with it. I am very proud, and I'm paraphrasing, that we never got swept. So the fact that you lost, right? You're all proud that you never got swept. That you've always won a game or a couple of games. What type of nonsense is that? If that's not the most loser shit I've ever heard, I don't know what is, right? That's like if you ever played video games with a friend, right? And they busting your ass in this video game. And then you say, yo, well, at least you didn't leave me on perfect. That was thing back in our day, Jimmy, right? Like, if you were nice in Street Fighter, people were so nice that they wouldn't allow you to get a hit in. So then the dudes that lose would be like, yo, yeah, you were supposed to beat me, but at least you ain't give me the perfect. You still lost. It doesn't matter if you didn't get a hit in or whatever it was. You lost. Don't try to make the loss seem like it's better because you won a couple of games. You lost. You lost more series in history. Nobody's ever lost more Game 7s than Doc Rivers. You want to talk about, hey, at least we didn't get swept. Listen, when he gets fired this season, after this season, I'm going to do backflips in here. I'm going to have a party in here when Doc Rivers gets fired.
You buy pizza?
Huh?
You buy pizza?
Absolutely. I want the what's the new pizza with the mozzarella in it and they got like the little leaf in there? What's it called? Margarita? That's what I want. I want that.
There's nothing new about that.
It's new to me.
Jesus.
Okay? Because I'm always eating the same stuff.
I would have took pizza.
Sicilian, regular. I seen a margarita, but I said, what is this incomplete pizza you got over here? What? You selling this? They're like, oh, that's a margarita. What makes it a margarita? What is that? What is it? I'm asking.
Now asking?
Yes.
Oh, it's different.
Yeah, it's like cooked differently.
But why the name?
Because it's good.
I feel like it's like Queen Margarita or something in
like a
Italy.
woman.
Yeah.
Well, but why don't he have like one piece of mozzarella cheese in the middle of it?
I like it better. It's lighter.
It's weird.
I don't feel it.
That's what I'm saying.
After.
It's pretty good though. You should eat it more.
I like it. I'm not saying that I don't. It was weird when I saw it the first time. Had a little piece of green leaf on it, and I'm like, oh, this is crazy. What kind of pizza is this? And then they sell it for like $12. What is this?
It's good.
He said, I don't like what's going on. Did you hear about that $30 pizza that he's selling out there? You let me tell you, you white people are something else. Because y'all will go ahead and change the game, right? You'll turn something that's average into something that's elite, right? Elite. You turn pizza that used to be $1 slice, all of a sudden $30 for one? Yeah. It's not a box.
I know you talking.
One slice, $30. That's like that spot there on Linden. What's it called? Where they got the oxtail pizza? Ain't right buying that shit no more.
Yeah, the hype's over.
Yeah.
It's like Wendy's chicken
That shit was hot for like 2 months.
Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Racks. Popeye's chicken. You ever remember that? Where it had the damn chicken cutlet and the stupid pickle underneath. And people were going crazy over that. That was it. There was nothing else that damn that thing.
Lives were lost.
Wow. Lives were lost. Workers quit because they were overworked making these sandwiches. So yeah, but Doc Rivers, dummy. He gets the first one.
Dummy. Yeah.
The second dummy, and this one pertains to you, Silent Assassin. ESPN. ESPN gets my
dummy. Yeah.
Because I have never been so offended by ESPN in my life. But when this happened, I was like, I'm done. You got Stephen A. Smith, I'm already done with him, right? But this was a different level of offense to me. It said breaking news across the ticker, right? Former first round pick from 2014 to 2015 signs with the Giants. Why is Jameis Winston breaking news across the ticker on ESPN? How does that work? This man hasn't been a star in 10 years, yet he gets breaking news across the ticker? That's nonsense. When Stephon Diggs signs, I didn't see no breaking news on ESPN. It just says Diggs signs with the Patriots. How does he get breaking news?
PR.
This is nasty work. What is happening?
Nicole did
Giants. That's all that matters.
You guys haven't been good in 20 years.
Don't matter. we got multiple rings. It's okay.
Need to relax. This is getting.
It's not like Yankee fans.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Yankee. That's it.
That's nasty.
I'm waiting for her to like roll up her arm and just see the Yankee tattoo.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I ever see her co-signing some Yankee stuff or she has some Yankee ties, the door's gonna be locked. She'll never come back in.
With a pair of dirty Uptowns
Yeah.
and the Yankees jersey.
Don't look in my drawer. It's okay.
Yeah, I've never seen Nicole in no dirty joints.
I'm
If
just
I
saying.
ever see it,
I never see her in a Yankees jersey neither. But if I do, I know what it is.
Yo, you know what? And you know, some people can be relationship chameleons. When she gets into it, like I don't be one of those people. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh my
Because I'm gonna cut you
yeah.
off. I'm gonna cut you off. Don't be like, oh, you know, I'm headed to Yankee Stadium because such and such likes the game. Don't do that. If you're gonna go in your Mets gear. Go in Queens.
Because Angel likes the
because
Mets,
Jorge likes the Yankees. What?
What's with the Hispanic?
It's the Bronx.
Who said those are Hispanic names? This is really American to me now.
That is true. Right. Golf for America. Remember that.
Right. I didn't say Giuseppe or like
Facts.
That. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. We didn't say De Jesus. We didn't say none of that. You know?
Commodities.
Yeah. Yeah. You said they roll the R. See that? That's what I'm saying. ESPN got to do better. They got to do better than that. That is nasty work. Breaking news for Jameis Winston. Are you kidding me? I was offended. Super offended. So y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do better with Stephen A. Smith. Y'all got to corral him and tell him to take the L and move the hell on. And then y'all got to make sure that there's the breaking news button for people that are actually stars and relevant people in the NFL or whatever it is. You don't get breaking news for Patrick Beverly signing with the Knicks. Nobody cares about that. That's nothing. But Jameis Winston gets that?
Dummy. Yeah.
That's all for the show. Good show. How did you guys like my Stephen A. Smith rant? Is it all right?
Usually you send us an email for surveys. We gotta really do it on it.
Yo, we're gonna do it on live. Do it live.
Is my job at risk here?
No. No.
Okay. I mean, I was mad at it. It's cool.
You see? It's great. Any kind words today, Klaw?
This one hit home, so I'm really gonna keep it real with everybody out there and everybody here. Do shit for yourself. Do it when you have the opportunity to actually do it. Yeah. Do something for yourself that only you benefit from.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but just do it, because you can have the money and then not do anything with it and it'll just go to other shit. But if you'll never forget that time that you actually said, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna take care of myself.
Well said. Silent Assassin? Any kind words?
What's right? Dangerous.
Mr. Unlimited.
The roads gotta be fixed.
Yeah, facts. Yo, fix your roads, fam.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need no damn sinkholes doing what happened to that place in China or whatever it was. That shit was nasty work, man.
It's happening in Jersey too, you know that, right?
Yeah, I see. That's why I don't go to Jersey.
Over on 80?
No.
Like they don't think, but over where we be at?
Yeah.
Where we go that way? That whole shit is like mad
Nah,
sinkholes.
bro. That's not cool, man.
I just saw
Like,
a new
this
one
is
on the Meadowbrook, actually.
this is America.
A little tiny one.
Oh,
This is America. There's no way that should be happening.
or is it?
That's the bar.
Because from the other side, they're like, yo, just keep digging, bro, and we're going to get them.
Fair point. Or it could be the aliens.
Because the tombs that they found in Egypt
There you go.
are actually, they have flux capacitors in them.
Right.
All right, we're getting somewhere.
See, I'm with you on that conspiracy. I'm there. I'm there with you. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That shit's good. That was a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah. I have a PSA. Rest in peace, George Foreman. It's very rare that you can be able to repair your image in the public and repair it in a way that makes them forget what it was before. To be able to reinvent yourself and then people see the reinvention as who you actually are is impressive. He was one of the most feared power hitters and boxers of all time. Unbeatable. Lost to Muhammad Ali. Lost his confidence and went away. Left boxing. Then ended up being this great businessman and, you know, pop back on the scene as a, you know, middle-aged man with a bald head and smiling all the time with these grills, and people just love the good old George. And then he got the itch to fight again at an older age. And everybody thought that it was impossible for him to get back in the ring and be effective, and he was effective. And then they said it would be impossible for him to win the heavyweight championship in his late 40s. And he beat Michael Moore for the heavyweight championship. And for a guy to be able to do that and be one of the most charismatic and loving sports figures of our generation, to leave that lasting image, I can always tell people that it's never too late to be able to change course and change the script for yourself. No matter what people think of you or what their perception of you is, you know what is in you and what you want to portray to the world. And all you have to do is just find a way to push that out. And George Foreman did that. And, you know, he's a testament to the American dream and what people can be able to achieve if they actually push themselves the right way. So rest in peace to George Foreman. I wish that I can have more positive stories, but I can't because our democracy is in danger. Klaw's here, so I can't go into it. He's banned me from talking about situations like that. But listen, you go ahead and you be aware, be cognizant, be positive, and get into good trouble, and don't be afraid to push back on things that don't make sense. Don't just accept things. You fight, and you make sure that you ask questions. We will be back sometime next week. Silent Assassin will let me know that, so be on the lookout for the next live. This was good. I got a lot off my chest. I said what I said, pause. I still think that Stephen A. Smith is a jigaboo, and I don't care. But, yeah. Until next week, stay safe, stay cool,